Where are they?
They're probably upstairs.
They never answer the door. Oh, wait. It's Monday night.
They're on the second floor.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the second floor. Thanks for checking back in with us. I got a couple things today. I have a hard time sometimes with, and you guys, you may experience this too. And sometimes with friends and family. I literally went through my phone, and you know how you have people in your phone that
Dead?
Well, yeah, I had a few people that was dead.
I got a ton of that. I need to go through mine.
Well, I had some dead, and some of them that I wished was dead, and some of, I'm just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. I'm just kidding, okay?
Okay.
Just kidding.
Weird sense of humor.
But you get. I had like, I don't know, it was close to like 400 and something contacts in my phone.
Yeah.
And I went through and cleared a bunch of them, and I have some that I have collected in the last 10 years of business that when I was trying to grow my business, or when I was trying to
get it off the ground
and trying to be that extra hand that people might need, or, trying to just be better. And 80% of those people are, in my eyes, now, looking at them now, trying to help them out, with if they had a lawn care business or they had something else, or a shop or whatever. They're losers, man. They're absolute losers. And, so I go through all these contacts, and I mean, I deleted a bunch. I mean, a bunch.
People might think you're a little bit harsh.
Well, I can't help it. The only time the people call me is when they need something.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of ones that I erased. I erased a ton of them that, I mean, probably I would say at least 150 that I erased out of my phone. And I'm like, that, and some of them that I still deal with on the day to day, but I have made it a point in life to where I've got the people around me that's close, friends, family, that I will go to war with,
Mm-hmm.
And then I have my friends and family that I have to distance myself from them. And everybody's got them in their families.
Like you still have contact,
when
needed, or distance yourself, like no communication.
Some
limited communication only as needed.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Well, as I have to, like reunions, family get-togethers,
yeah,
all that sort of stuff. But, and I'm sure you've got them, and everybody else has got them. But man, I feel like sometimes I have got, like, I get anxiety over when I see these people calling my cell phone when I have a place of business down here, that the phones are open from 8 to 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to call my cell phone, and they may call it at 7 in the morning. They may call it at 9:30 at night. So what in my
surely
mind,
you don't answer, right?
No.
Well,
No,
they're eventually gonna quit, ain't they? Or don't they?
Well, we're working on working on 10 years, and it ain't quit.
So you're telling me that you've got one person, say one.
I've got one right now that is deleted. And here's my problem. Here was my issue with some of this stuff.
But they've called for 10 years and you've not ever answered, and they just keep calling?
I mean, okay.
That ain't happened, right?
That's not happened.
Okay.
But I mean, but usually it's usually like, call Matt, and then right behind it, they'll call the parts store, and I'll answer the phone generally. I mean, I don't run up the phone and try to answer it, but if I'm there, I'm like, why is this guy calling my cell phone, dude? And then it'll be for something, whatever. That's another story for another day.
It's because they want to go. I mean, I had a guy call at work yesterday. I hear Rusty on the phone. He's with a customer right now. Is there anything else I can help you with? And I've got him trained up front. Ask. figure out why they're
Yeah,
calling, because
No,
9 times
yeah.
out of 10 it's stupid. Well, yeah, I'll just go ahead and get you scheduled. And he punched it in, and he gets off the phone. He's like, guy calling asks for you want scheduled tire rotation. I'm like, God, it's just, you
Well,
know.
so you deal with it too.
Oh, yeah.
You deal with
Yeah,
it too in
yeah.
business like that. When you've built it, when you've kind of built it, you know.
I don't care to help you, but you don't need my help for some stuff.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
got people there to help
Yeah.
you, you know.
Yeah, well, I'll touch on that here in a little bit, but yeah, my big thing is when I deleted these numbers out of my phone, I'm looking at some of them. I'm like, oh my gosh, why is that? Well, there was probably a good 5 or 6 solids that I'm like, these guys call on the weekly, and I don't answer their phone call, but it doesn't matter. They call persistently and try to get me, and then they'll call the store or whatever. But anyways,
So they're getting through to
so
somebody.
but
for
in
that
my
reason.
mind,
Okay.
this is just the way I'm wired. If I don't know who's calling me, I don't have their number memorized. I
Mhm.
think I've got your number memorized because it was so close to my number when we were in 16 years old or whatever. But I've got yours memorized and my wife's and my mom and dad's, and that's about it. But if I don't know these numbers, I don't feel I feel bad when they call me.
Yeah.
That's just the way I'm wired. I don't know, but I feel bad when they call me. But I get mad too,
And you don't answer, you mean?
and I don't answer because the side of me wants to help them, but they don't do anything. I'm not saying that I want somebody to do something for me. They don't. They're not a proud supporter of my business, But when they need help, they expect for me to drop what I'm doing and come to them, and that's just not who I anymore. Is not who I am.
Yeah.
I mean, if you buy from me, you work with me and do things with me, I'll help you any way I can. But as far as getting, that was my fault for giving them my cell phone number when I first started my business, because I thought I could drive them to growing my business, but they're just like a leech, is the way I look at it. They're just like a leech, and they are. It's just the way it is. They want something for nothing. That's just it. But so I went through my phone, done all that, got to the point to where, now it's so nice when these numbers call because they don't leave messages,
And you don't know who they are.
and
you
I don't know
feel
who they
guilty.
are. I don't think a thing about it now. It's like, what a breath of fresh air.
Okay, that makes sense.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Because my wife's like, why do you even why do you care? And I was like, I don't know why I care, but I do. I'm just wired that way. I don't know. So now I don't know who's calling me. I don't
Like, there's people out there that I've called before, or that I hear somebody says they've called somebody, and they just have no return phone call.
Mhm.
Like, they just don't call them back,
Mhm.
and I cannot do that.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't answer it, I'm going to call them back because I know who it was. They might need something, whatever.
Mhm.
So one thing I've worked on, this reminds me of something that's somewhat similar. Tell me if you feel that, if you have this happen. Now, you might be a little bit different because you're earbudding it a lot.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
If I had an earbud in all the time, it would be different for me, but I don't.
Mhm.
Okay. You name it. It don't matter what you're doing, but it's something difficult. Some kind of difficult task. You're laying on your back or twisted up trying to do something, and your phone rings. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So that's bad enough
Yeah.
altogether.
Oh,
Okay?
absolutely. Cannot stand it.
There's not a phone call coming in right now that if it's not my wife or kids or my parents, if something's happened, I need to know, and it might be important. Other than that, I can call whoever it is back. But I will pull out my phone, and it says Megan.
Mhm.
And I go, I don't have time to answer this. I need to keep doing what I'm doing. My hands are covered in grease. I've got my pinky, the only thing clean to even swipe with,
Yeah.
But I shouldn't answer it because I'm so busy. I should just roll on and I can call her back here in a minute.
Mhm.
But I can't
Mhm.
because it's my wife
Yeah,
who's
absolutely.
watching
I
my
just-
kids,
Yeah, absolutely.
and they may need me in some
Mhm.
sort of emergency type
Mhm.
style situation,
Yeah.
and I just refuse to not answer it. So
Mhm.
I will, hello, or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to tell you what happened. I'm like, and then I'm mad, and all of a sudden we're arguing, and it's like, if I just wouldn't have answered,
Right. But you can't not
5-10 minutes later, I could have called her back perfectly fine, been able to talk for a second. She'd been content. I'd have been okay. But because there's a potential emergency or
Yeah.
something going
Oh,
on,
I know.
I cannot bring myself to, even if I was to have said, hello, let me call you back in just a minute. Bye. Or be fine, bye. Or what? Why'd you even answer the phone? You know,
Mhm,
it's this
right,
kind of
mhm.
sigh.
Yeah.
Do you deal with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm the same way with my wife. But now, because I earbud a lot,
It's a big, that's a,
it's a huge difference.
hello.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
You know.
But the problem is, I don't wear my earbuds until somebody calls me.
Yeah.
So it's still like answering the phone. I don't leave it in my ear because I can't hear out of one ear anyway.
Yeah.
I can't
okay.
hardly hear out of one ear, so I have to leave my good ear open. But so she, I'll do the same thing. But I'm bad about, like, if I'm talking to my buddy that works for UPS or something, I'll be like, "Hey, gotta go by click." Just hang up on him, or I will just hang up on him.
Yeah.
And he's cool with that.
Yeah,
You know what I
well,
mean?
he
He's
knows
fine.
why.
Yeah.
He'll call me back when he
Yeah.
gets a chance to finish talking.
Hey, let me hop off here or whatever, and I just hang up on him. But or guys I ride motorcycles with or whatever, if they call me, But anyways, I've had to distance myself. Well, I'm trying to be nice about it. I've had to distance myself from friends and family because of their actions, their habitual behaviors. I've had to find people in life that want to be with you, for you, build you up, and always have good vibes and good energies. And I have so many family members that are not like that, and so many friends that are not acquaintances. I wouldn't even call them friends. Our old manager, well, he probably wasn't your manager, but our old manager, I ain't got no friends and I ain't got no buddies. That's what Williams would always say. And I love that. I use it all the time. Oh, your buddy called, or your buddy this, or your buddy. I ain't got no buddies. I ain't got no friends. And ever since then, and you can take it however you want to, but you've got them buddies and you've got them friends they're there for just what I was talking about. They just want to just want you to bleed out and bleed out and bleed out and bleed out until you just get over it. Until you just, so that's one reason I say that. Like D West called me the other day. It was like a breath of fresh air talking to him. I was like, oh yeah, that's a guy I can talk to right there,
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't need, it was just casual conversation. But anyways, it's hard for you to distance your own family. Sometimes I struggle with it because they are family and I do love them, but I have a hard love too for them, because I'm not trying to be, nasty towards you, but when I distance myself, don't come and ask me. Just come and ask me straight up. Say, hey, what's the problem here? But I think they live in such a fantasy to where they know if they ask Matt, they're going to get an answer.
They're going to hear what they don't want to hear.
Yeah. So they just say,
they're going to hear the cold hard truth.
Yeah. So, and I'm not a hard nose. I'll sit and talk with you for hours, or the people that I hold close, but man, you have to separate yourself from these people, and you got to find people to be with that like I said, that are for you and have same. You don't even have to say same likes or interest or anything, but you do have to have that understands you and where you come from. It's just like my guys I ride motorcycles with, man. Steven, he's like a brother to me. He is. And I can call him up right now. And when you can call somebody and it's just like you just got off the phone with them 5 minutes ago and you may not talk to them for 2 weeks or a week, and you can pick back up with somebody, that's the people you want. I think so. But man, it's just like when I get with my guys on Saturdays or Sundays or, after church or before it's whatever, and go out and ride with them. that is like some of the best time that I can possibly for me.
Y'all got little speakers and stuff in your.
We do. I've
Where
got
y'all can talk to
comms.
each other?
No, but we don't really link. We like each other a lot, but we don't like each other that much. I don't want to hear. He don't want to hear me, and I don't want to hear him. So, yeah, yeah, that's what you'd hear. Yeah, the whole time. But and I've got some some people that I that don't. I've talked to you about it, but man, that is doing things as
leeches.
Yeah.
They're benefiting.
Yeah, but they're
from it,
benefiting. Ain't benefiting off of me, but I'm always the type that I'll be for you until you're really, really like pushing me really to a point to where I have to be like, okay, this ain't right. You shouldn't be sucking off the government this kind of money, or that you shouldn't be doing this to your family member, but you are, until you get.
They're like talking to you about it or something.
Well, like like I've got a guy that, man, it's just he, I like him, but I don't like his belief. The way that I don't hate him because of his beliefs, or not. I just some of the things he does I just totally dislike, and we just can't vibe together. You know what I mean? We just cannot see eye to eye, and the way that you live and the things that you do and your behavior, continuous snowball behavior that you have, and the way that I think the way that we do life is the way that you should do life. You should go to work. I think you should make a decent wage and living and provide for your family and be the man of the house,
Mm-hmm.
And if you can
figure out a way to get it done on your own
and be successful, then that's awesome. I think that's great. But when you just continuously, when you're around these people, man, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, dude, I was struggling because I didn't know how to get rid of somebody. So I finally just set the dude down. I'm like, dude, I can't do this no more. I said, I'm a grown man. I said, I feel like when I talk to you that we're in high school. I said, I literally feel like I'm going back to I'm 15 years old again. And you've got drama, you've got baggage, you've got all this crap. And I don't want to deal with it, dude. And you've got some psychological stuff going on in your head that you really need to think about, dude. Think about some stuff. And of course, I'm the bad guy. Well, that's fine. I'm used to being the bad guy. Whatever. Even with my family, I'm the bad guy. I'm the problem, not anybody else. I'm the problem. I'm just being too tough, or I'm being too this or that, which it is whatever. But we all have got those family members that are just like, I'm going to love you from over here. I'm still going to love you. I do love you, but I do not agree with you at all. I just think for mental health, man, you've got to find somebody to rock and ride with. You got to be able to call them up, hit them up. I deleted all those people out of my phone, and I had like 3 numbers this week that's called. I have no idea. They don't ever leave messages. They don't ever leave messages. They don't text me, which is fine. There again, I don't answer text and I don't answer phone calls if I don't know. I won't even look at them. If there's a phone number that texts me, shoop, I swap them babies if it texts me. So if I'm texting you back, be glad, because about 150 of them are gone. But
I probably need to do that same thing. I
do have a few people. I had a lot of people, actually, probably like at least, no joke, I hate to even say it's like 8 or 10 people is probably in my phone that was dead.
I don't doubt it at all.
I mean, there was at least 6.
I probably have
from the automotive shop.
I probably have half of that in my phone, and I've deleted them before.
Yeah.
Like, I've went through and done that before. And I'll tell you what, that's one of the saddest things you could ever do, is look at your phone and see someone, one of your buddies or whoever it was, your people you used to work with or whoever, and know I can't call them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you got to delete it. That's like
know-
I'll never see
Do you know
that
how
again.
hard? Do you know how hard? I had one from I loved Eugene to death. He was a turd.
Mm-hmm.
Old mechanic we used to work with. I loved Eugene and JD. I loved both of them, but I had a voicemail from Eugene, and it was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, or it wasn't 4 years ago. It was probably 2.5 years ago. But I had it on my phone, and it took me a long time just to delete it because I didn't go back and listen to it and be something. It's kind of weird too. But anyways, he was like, yeah, I can't remember what it was about, but I was like, I had that on my phone, and I'm like, man, that's sad. I eventually did delete it, but his phone number was still in there. Easter's was in there. Frederick's. I mean, a lot of them was still in there.
JD, Otis.
Otis was in there. JD was still in. I think I'd already deleted. I don't know. There's so many of them, but there was at least 6 guys from the shop that was dead, and I was like, dang. And then Eugene and JD used to be kind of my go-to, like after I left the shop, and be like, if I was doing something or needed help or got a question on something, I'd call them up,
Yeah.
And there was a couple times there that I'd called JD when I first opened. I'm like, hey man, I can't find this part, and he's like, let me get on here, and he'd give me a Moog part number or this or that or whatever, help me out.
Mm-hmm.
But then after they die, you're like, man, I can't even. It's not even a thing no more,
Long gone.
But we could sit there. That was we could sit there, and I have family members that they hold on to that stuff, and they can't let that stuff go. But we have to let it go. We can't let it control us either, because it sucks. JD was like a shop dad.
I'm gonna go through my phone now that you said that, and I'm gonna look at everything.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Get rid of people you ain't talked to, just get rid of the number.
I guess you don't see it as bad as I do, because you've probably, and I would never do that. I don't want people's number in my phone that don't, that I don't jive with. You know what I mean?
Well, so you see it so bad because it was your business. You're trying to get it off the ground. You want to seem over helpful. Here's my phone number. Call me when you need something.
Yes, that was
whatever.
it.
You were just doing all that. Me, from my point of view, it's like, our clientele is so not necessarily in the Valley established, but overall as a company, it's established, and the name is recognized easily. Where I didn't have to look for anything. It's coming to me. I had to just provide a service that they wanted to come back for. So I didn't really have to do that.
You didn't have to fight
that
for
much. Matter of fact, when it comes to family and stuff,
Mhm.
I'm so far away from where I live. There's a store between us. They can go there.
Yeah, quicker.
Or and I just assume keep people I know. Now that being said, I'm fixing to do something for somebody on Monday that I know, but still, and it was totally fine. But it was a text message, texting me about it, but he'd already talked to me in person about it. But and I didn't care because there was a sort of it was a story that didn't really get put to bed from another store that I'm trying to resolve. So whatever.
Well,
that's okay.
So okay, think about this. Think about the one phone number when it pops up in your phone. I don't care who it is. It pops up in your phone, and you're like, oh my gosh, why? And you're even debating on answering it. That's how like 10 of them was in my phone that I'm like, and the problem was, in my mind, I knew who it was, and I have to face that person because they still may come in my store or come in or see them out somewhere. I'll try calling you. I ain't got your number no more. Sorry, and I don't even offer to give it back to, or act like, I'm just like, I ain't got your number, whatever. I don't answer no phone calls, and I don't want to just block them. Alex said, why don't you just block them? I was like, well, it's too late for that now because I don't even know their numbers,
I'd be like, I put a blocker on my phone, had it set up through my cell service to where it only allows phone calls between certain times of the day.
Yeah.
And if it's a number that hasn't called me in so long, it doesn't even let it go through.
I should do that. I should be like, I've got it set up on my phone that I don't receive phone calls while I'm at work from 7 till 7. and then my do not disturb goes on at 8 o'clock when I get home.
Yeah, I
So
like.
you got this 30-minute window.
I did away with my cell phone. Hang on just a second. Hello?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
There's those people in your lives where you got to do that too.
yeah, well, it's
I mean, there
it,
is.
and unfortunately, like, man, a lot of mine is family from my mom's side, my dad's side. You know, you just have to.
I guess I'm fortunate and I don't have that, but you know, if you're a daggum mechanic or working on cars or anything to do with that stuff, that's something everybody's got and everybody's gonna have a problem with. You know, and I don't know what it is, but I guess I should be thankful that I don't have a lot of family members I deal with that with. I really don't.
I have a
believe it or
huge
not.
family. My mom come from a family of 8 brothers and sisters, and
Your dad's is bigger than that, surely.
no, dad's is 3 brothers. So, I mean, there's 3 of them. But now they have family that's out there. But I I just don't know sometimes. And then those family members, just like I've talked to in the past, when they go other places, and that stuff is that crap right there. Man,
That would be my reason right there.
well, and it's hard. It's so easy to say that, but man, when they're standing and looking at you, and they do have a problem, and they catch me on the wrong day, it will be bad, because I try to be as nice as I can to everybody, and be as human as I can. But one day they're gonna catch me on the wrong day, and it ain't gonna be pretty for them and whoever else. But it's hard to sit there and say, "Well, you bought all your crap down the road. Why don't you go down the road and find somebody to fix it?" You know. But anyways, goodness.
It's just like our boss, man. Your old boss, my boss.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll be like, why are you even dealing with that? Bo, I'm loyal to a fault.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm just loyal to a fault.
Mhm.
And that's you.
Yeah.
Same deal.
Yeah.
And for me it is too. I mean,
Dude, I absolutely, I don't care. Jacob, come in. Moody, come in. And
I
I
haven't
was-
seen him in years.
I hadn't seen him since like high school.
Yeah.
And he found out that I was down here. Man, he's been a rock star. He come up, him and his dad, they bought 2 weed eaters from me. He's been buying all of his automotive stuff from me. Drives all the way up, passes 4 part stores to get to me. That's the kind of people that you need in your life. I told him, I said, I don't care. When I said, I've already bought like a overhead, I think what did I buy? I think I bought my overhead range and my stove from him. And I just went down there and had my, I think I had my in-laws. They were in town or something. It was on a Saturday, and they just went down there. I told Alex, I said, just go out there and pick it up and have your dad help you. And Jacob was there. He didn't know my wife or anything. But anyways, and I told him, I was like, dude, this really does mean, I was like, man, it means a lot. Thank you. I appreciate it. It really, that's the kind of people that I want in, I might be a little more expensive, or I might be a better price at this and that. It might be more expensive on this or that. But I'm like, at the end of the day, we have to be for each other. That, especially the people that are for you. Like I told him, I was like, dude, I'm coming down there and buying. I've got to buy a dishwasher. I got to buy a refrigerator. So I said, I'm coming to get it from you. I said, the dishwasher's like, it's got to be now. Alex done told me that it's got to happen,
I guarantee it.
So our kids are dishwashers right now, which work pretty good. I mean, they either hand wash them or they put everything in the dishwasher and do all the things. But for some reason, I got something wrong. I ain't looked into it, but I got something wrong with the top drawer up there. She don't clean, so everything has to go on the bottom.
Golly.
So I've got to get that. I got to go down there. But I don't care. I don't care if he's $100 higher. I don't care if he's $150 higher. I'm going to go down there and buy that thing from Jacob Moody. I don't care. As long as he got a black one. He got a black one, I'm coming. You got a black washer or dishwasher, I'm coming to get it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just trying to make it like we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got their own thing they're doing. They got their own little niche that they're in. And I told him, I said, I'm coming to get one, and that's just the way we have to be for each other. But he passes up 4 part stores to get to me. That means a lot.
Well,
You know what I mean?
You want to do business with people, you know.
Absolutely. I do. Absolutely. More than, people may think that's dumb. That's why would I go? Why? I want to go up there. He's going to be $10 more. He might be. I don't know.
Well, some people don't think about that, and
I
then
know,
the
but-
people it means something to, it makes them look at them a different way.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Well, I can tell you, my family, I don't care that. I don't even care to say it. There's some POSs, is what they are. They know good and dang well what they're doing. I just cannot. What world do you live in that you think that you can't go support your family up the road? I have an uncle that drives literally, he passes the same 4 or 5 parts stores 20 miles down the highway to get to me. That's the ones I want. That's the ones that when he calls me, I answer.
yeah.
He's the one that I answer. It's these other ones, the other family members and the other friends and stuff that when it's just dire need and Matt can get me out of a pinch, that's the ones that call. That's the ones I don't.
I
fool
feel
with.
like you're talking about me.
No.
I feel like
Why?
you are.
You just bought parts from me today.
So what?
I don't.
feel
I
like,
promise you. I promise. Are you being convicted? Are you being?
I feel convicted right now. I feel like you're talking about me.
You, Dustin, Brody, Boom. I don't think a thought about you guys. You guys have got a freaking parts store in Farragut, Hardin. You got parts stores
at our
everywhere.
hands that bring it to us.
Yeah, I
cost,
get that. I don't expect that at all.
Okay.
But next oil
Well-
change, you better do your oil change here.
I feel right. I ain't doing that. That means I gotta do it myself. I ain't doing that.
No.
I feel that way too, though. Like, so the people you're describing,
Mm-hmm.
I try not to be that person, but there's times I feel like that. So I'll give you great examples. Okay. Today I texted Chapman about spray foam.
Okay.
Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Asking him who did his stuff. He gave me a phone number, said, call this guy. He did a great job, blah, blah, blah. Well, I also asked him about septic. I went and looked at his garage when I was getting ready to build mine. Now, with all that being said, I feel what I'm getting at here, or if I need dirt, if I need rock or whatever, him or Bill or who I call.
Mm-hmm.
And I've used both of them in the past, whatever.
Well, so you're saying,
But I feel like I'm always calling, but I'm not doing anything. You see what I'm saying?
oh, so you're one of those guys.
Well, I mean, I had him come out and do my septic for me whenever
Right.
when my septic backed up behind my house. I mean, I got Matt to do that, and I've got stuff from him, but I feel like because I don't know that side of the world that much, I call them for advice, and then
Then you don't do nothing with them.
well, I may not do anything.
Right. I got
You know, if I did, it'd be a different story. But like, for example,
Oh, I get you. So you're just saying, you're just trying to get, you're not doing the work. You're just trying to find out who to get to do the work. if
well,
you're
just
gonna
how
do it.
much I'm looking at if I'm doing it or something.
Okay, yeah.
You
yeah.
know, so like a perfect example is I called a guy who I know, you don't know him, and he has done concrete his whole life. His dad did concrete. So I called him the other day wanting to know what he could price my pad out for.
Mhm.
So he talked to me on the phone there for a little bit, and we talked about it, and he gave me advice of what he thought and what he wanted to do, and said, let me know, you know. And his price was literally the same price that I got already from another guy that I know also. But because I got this one first,
Mhm.
the second one who I called for advice wasn't any more expensive. I just wanted to make sure this was in line with where I needed to be.
Mhm.
You know, and if this guy would have been cheaper or whatever, then maybe I'd have went with that guy,
Mhm.
you know, but because it was line item for line item cost wise good,
Mhm.
and I had this guy come out and look at it already, and I'd talked to him first, I felt obligated to use him
Mhm.
versus using my buddy I call or my friend I know I called to get advice, and then I ended up not using him. So now I feel guilty for not using him, but I would have felt guilty for not using him. So
get
I
that,
put
yeah.
myself in a bind doing that on my conscience, you know.
Right.
So, but that's kind of how I get with, you know, Bill and Matt. I mean, I went out and bought side by side from Bill one time.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I bought that Kawasaki
Well-
from him, and I've had him haul some dirt for me, and I had him put in a water line for me one time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've used Matt for rock, you know, and paid him. And,
Well, that's
and
what
some
they do
dirt
there
and-
too. But yeah, I get what you're saying. You're just calling somebody to, you know.
I mean, I try to give them all a little bit of business here and there.
I
But
guess I'm lucky on that side of things too. Like I have cousins that are like my brothers, and I can call them and say, "Hey, I want you to figure this up for me," and I can talk to them like that. Hey, I'm thinking about pouring a 20
well,
by
I
30
talk to
pad.
them like that. They're my friends.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I do them too.
But I call him up and say, "All right, well, what do you think?" You know, he's like, "Well, you know, just call and see what." That they're just straight to the point. Like with the concrete that we did at the store, they were just like, we didn't really even get quote. We're just like, okay, that's the concrete. Yeah, we want this in it. We want that in it. We want it here.
yeah.
Get it here. It
Yeah.
doesn't. So I'm not going to say that. Well, this place down here is $10. You know, they're you know $600 cheaper. Or this place was. It's just like boom, here it is. It's done. You know,
Yeah.
you don't even really think about it.
Right.
But you can kind of get a, you know, you call them and say, you know, hey, what's your average this or that,
Well,
you know.
I'll give you a good example of what I was trying not to do. And what I was getting at is I try not to be the person you're describing.
The ones that just
And I
piss me
really
off.
don't want people to think that of me
Yeah.
either.
Well, I don't either.
You know,
I would rather never get anything done, or you know, I would or try to figure out it myself before I called somebody and aggravated them.
Yeah.
You know, because right off now I wouldn't care to call Bill, because I wouldn't care to call Chappie.
yeah.
I wouldn't care to call those guys and say, hey, what do you think? Hey,
Well,
what
I
do
don't
you
either. That's why I do it. But I don't want them to think that about me.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
I know.
But a perfect example is I called to get spray foam quotes. I've been calling for 2 days places. I'm waiting on phone calls back for estimates on spraying my building. I got one quote yesterday that was $8,100. I got one today that was $5,400. Like, I'm trying not to get screwed that hard.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I'm getting at.
I get that. I
You
get
know.
that. Right. Yeah, that is bad. That's really bad.
So
$3,000.
yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying not to have
Oh,
happen to me.
right.
But you know, by achieving it. But at the same time, you know, when it comes to that,
I mean,
concrete,
was this like company for like legit company, and this
Yeah.
ain't like Bo and Matt gonna go spray foam dude's building for $5,400.
right,
Okay.
right. These are two companies.
Okay. All right.
That far off.
Hey, Bo, you gonna go spray foam? You gonna spray foam his place for $5,400?
That far off. Now, granted. Actually, I take that back. I don't know on thickness that the first one. Today. I know everything about today's conversation,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't remember yesterday's quote. What their thickness was on roof and wall, ceiling and walls and things like that.
Right.
Um,
I'm just
You
curious. I mean, can you do it any cheaper?
yourself.
Yeah.
So that stuff is high, man. You can buy. So they make them. They make kits you can buy.
Mm-hmm.
And you can buy like a 36 cans kit that would do like, I think it was 420, 380 board feet or whatever, cubic feet or square foot, whatever, however you want to look at it.
Mm-hmm. It's
Which,
like the what?
and it was $550 for that kit.
Gosh.
Okay. 550.
Yeah.
Now, that's enough to do this wall
Mm-hmm.
at 1 inch thick
Mm-hmm.
and like a little bit of this wall.
Yeah.
So now I need another. That's another. So there's $1,000 to go around this. The rest of this one, cover a little bit of this one,
Mhm.
and now I need another $550 to go on this way and cover it to be able to get my 1.5 inches. Is kind of the standard they do in garages, but you need, or no, I'm sorry, an inch. It's an inch on walls, 1.5 on ceilings, I think. Now, if you want the value of like, you know, a higher R value, you got to do thicker than that or whatever. But that's kind of the standard they were going off of. But anyway, by the time I did that back wall and the ceiling, I mean, I'm in it.
Yeah. Oh,
$4,000.
Well, that's the thing is like
$4,000 or
it's
something
probably
like that.
it probably is a couple thousand. in
When
labor.
Scott looked into it, well, no, it's less than that. When Scott looked into it, he was, if he did it himself, he could buy the material and do it himself, or he could pay $1,000 more, and the company comes out, does it professionally, cleans it up, tapes everything off, and he's not spending an entire weekend
yeah, doing
hoping he gets it right.
that. Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's absolutely worth it. I just couldn't imagine there being $7,000 of spray foam there. Scott's no, that was That was somebody trying to get me.
Yeah.
Somebody trying to get me.
Well,
So, I just want to be treated fair.
yeah, I know.
You
I
know, the same as everybody else.
That's what this whole episode's about.
There you go.
Is I want to be treated fair sometimes.
Same as everybody else.
I hope that I'm never a nuisance to somebody.
Yeah, I don't want to be that.
I don't. But I just, it's unfortunate. But I think if you have people in your life that are just taking you and they just feel like they're just right on the back, they just feel like they're pulling you down to the ground, you got to cut them off. I mean, it's just the way. I mean, it's hard. It's tough love, but it is.
Yeah, separate yourself from them and just don't give in to it.
Mhm.
Let them be like, let them. There's nothing wrong with being like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Walk through these doors,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
call the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and get your stuff done like everybody else does. I can go ahead and tell you right now, I don't feel like anything I get done, I get any breaks cut for me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I get it. Yeah.
For the most part. I
Yeah.
mean, now don't get me wrong. I've got some buddies that help me out on some stuff a little bit here and there, but you know, for the most part, just freaking.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I don't get it.
I know.
But
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got cousins that they can build a house, they can run a business, they can do whatever. You know, that's my go-to when I promise you I'm on their butt about something. I'm always like, well, what'd that cost you? You know, well, I'd like to do that. What's that cost? You know, this. You know, so and they don't care to share that stuff. But you know, some of that stuff, you know, I just think you got to be around the people that are for you. I mean, it's just.
yeah.
You know, and if you people see people fading off from you, maybe you're the common denominator. You know what I mean?
I don't know. People fade for different reasons.
Well, I'm just saying though, when you're trying really hard, and people just are trying to keep their distance, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying.
I mean, I just think you know you might need to check yourself.
True.
I don't know. But yeah, I did. I was done with it. So it was driving me crazy. It was driving me
I'm
crazy.
getting ready to go through my phone, so I'm gonna go ahead and look at that and see if there's anything I can do. If I ain't talked to nobody, I wish you could run like a report on your phone. Have I talked to them in the last year? No.
Yeah.
Delete it.
Yeah.
Just get rid of it.
Yeah, I even had Elton on there. I didn't delete his because I wanted to reach out to him and just text him. I don't even know if he texts or not. I'd say he
Elton,
does.
yeah, he does.
Does
Lord,
he?
yeah, I
Yeah.
talk to him all the time.
I didn't
Well-
delete. I didn't delete him because I thought, man, I need to call that old cat and see if he's.
He asks about you every time I see him.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I want to text him. I didn't delete his.
He always
Or
asks.
Hensley's. I didn't delete Hensley's because I need
How's
to text
Matt
both
doing?
of them.
How's Matt doing? He
Yeah.
asks every single time.
I'm surprised he
I
ain't
go
come
play
by.
golf with him. He asks me about you every time.
Oh, I'm surprised he ain't come by.
Well, he don't get down this way unless he comes down to play
Well,
golf.
he's retired.
If he's down here to play golf or something with us, I mean, he's close enough. He'd probably swing by on his way back or
Yeah.
something. But we don't go down here and play much anymore.
But yeah. Oh well. Man, I had to get that off my chest. That stuff.
Sounds like you got it out of your life already. So it's gone. You ain't got to worry about it no more.
That's true.
So,
That's true. So if you made the cut, and I answer my phone call and call you back, you made the cut. But if I don't call you back, you didn't make the cut. And I ain't putting myself on some sort of pedestal where I don't want to talk to you, but I don't want to talk to you.
Well, you
it ain't
just-
that I'm any better. I ain't got time for you.
yeah, you just got other stuff. It's simple. simple.
I'm going up. I want to do more. I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better dad. I want to be a better. And these people that just grab a hold of you and try to jerk you down. I want to be better for my family. That's my main thing. Be better for my family, my wife and my kids. So, and you just can't. You got to cut these people out of your life. You don't need to be around them. I people that I've been around for 20 years. I ain't been to their house in 2 years. If that tells you anything, I ain't been in the house in 2 years. And I was there religiously at their house for 18 years. I mean, like clockwork. Stayed all night there. Just done everything. And I don't have anything. You know, I just distance myself.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not. But it is in their eyes. but they won't come and ask you. So, and I have a problem with that too, but we won't get into all that.
Dude's got something bothering him, no doubt.
I do. Struggling.
Guys, thanks for riding with us this time. We'll be back next week. Catch us on Monday. New episodes. Appreciate it.
See you guys.